birthday, we back. Yeah, I'm Blackjack. It's the house of masculinity. If you don't know, now you know. In the words of the late great Christopher Wallace. Yeah, if you don't know, now you know. I'm Blackjack. This is the house of masculinity. Salute. Tribe up, my naga. Salute to the tribe. We about to have another conversation tonight. Hit the air with a 1-2 punch. See if we can piss off the synagogue of Satan real quick. Get the YouTube police mad again. Hopefully they don't try to shut a Naga screen down like they did last night. Shut the stream down on the Naga, you know what I'm saying? Went to hit us with the matrix, with the glitches, right? But I look like I got full strength. Look like no problems going on with the Wi-Fi. So we about to get busy, y'all. And you know, quite lately, the U.S. Census been in the news. The U.S. Census and the so-called African American, so-called Negro. Hey, salute the one general in the house. Salute to the Nagas. Tribe up, my Naga, Conrad, salute. We got 4 people watching, but we ain't got 1 like. Man, y'all hit that like, man. I know we got 4 people watching. I know we got 4 real Indians. I know we ain't got but 1 real Indian and 3 pretendians. Y'all hit that like, man. Hit that like button. Hit the dislike if you a pretendian. If you a fake ass red man looking like a Reese's monkey out this bitch. Hit that dislike. You know what I'm saying? Salute.
You big dummy.
Got 5 knockers watching. Yeah, we about to have a conversation. The title of the show is the U.S. Census says only a few of the black, quote unquote, black slaves were from Africa. They say the census said only a few of you knockers was from Africa. All right. Hey, look like we got a cash out donation. Hey, salute to the homie KP Kevin Poe with a $5 cash out. Salute. We appreciate all support. If you want to support, we got the cash app at the top of the screen. Cash.app/$ House of Masculinity. You know, if you like what we talking about, hit the like button. You know, if you want to support the channel, hit that like. Go to www.strictlyformynagas.com and check out the merchandise. Or you can hit us up on the cash app like the homie Kevin Poe just did, the brother Kevin Poe. Salute to my Nagas. You know, we got to support the content that we want. You know. But we about to bring it to y'all. The U.S. Census says only a few of the quote-unquote black slaves were from Africa. I ain't said it, they said it, y'all. We got 3 likes. We got 3 real Indians in the house. 3 real Indians in the house. Again, we got a couple pretendians. But it's all good, though. They be eavesdropping the synagogue of Satan. You know what I'm saying? They be trying to hear what I'm talking about. They know I be talking about them long neck, long hair, straight hair, you know what I'm saying? Fake ass Indian pretendians, you know what I'm saying? The ones everybody think are Native American, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I don't believe them when they say they're Native American. You know, I'm talking about these people right here. The pretendians, right? People that claim to be Native Americans. But the facts ain't adding up though. And you know, when the facts ain't adding up, the math ain't right, and numbers don't lie. Cause when we look at the use of the term Negro and Black to include persons of Native American ancestry and Anglo-North American by Jack Forbes. And he said in the British slave colonies, British, the English, right? Of North America and the slave colonies along the Atlantic coast, many persons of American ancestry, American Indians, Native American, like these Nagas all over this post here, were classified as blacks, Negroes, and mulattoes, and people of color. These Nagas was classified as Negroes, blacks, people of color. These Indians right here we looking at. Yeah, they dark. Yeah, they copper color. But you went to calling them blacks, Negroes, and not African Americans, people of color. All right. So we just wanted to make that relation. And we also going to make the relation that nigga in the Oxford Dictionary is a dark-skinned person of any origin. But in the early U.S. history, in the beginning of U.S. use, usually in the beginning, it was usually with reference to American Indians, like this guy right here. Like these guys we just looked at, the true American Indians. Not these guys, right? Not these other guys. Not these guys right here. And we know the European colonies enslaved the Indians, right? But when you look up slavery, you never see these guys. Who you see? You see guys that look more like these guys, right? See guys like these guys when we talk slavery. And we know that lines up with the facts. We know that adds up. The math is right. We know they slaved the blacks, right? The Negro, right? And the true artifacts and depictions show what the American Indian really looked like. And the definition show it too. But nowadays, you call yourself an African American, and these people calling themselves, they done stole your identity, they call themselves Native American. These long hair, rhesus monkey looking people that came over the Bering Strait, the people, the fake native, the pretendians, the $5 fakers. It's calling themselves Native Americans. But we talking about slavery though, right? We talking about slavery. But we setting the foundation because U.S. Census says only a few of the black slaves was from Africa. Where the rest of the black slaves was from? Let's look. If only a few of the black slaves was from Africa, then where the rest of them was from? We're gonna start right here with slavery in America, and it's at the Ferris State University site, www.ferris.edu. Slavery in America. You can look it up for yourself. We look at historical documentation. We look at facts from the credible sources. Let's scroll down. They're talking 16, 19. We're gonna scroll down some more because I want to look at this timeline. We're gonna make some stuff because the numbers gotta add up. If it ain't adding up, something ain't right? Alright. Look like we got another cash app in the house. Hey, appreciate all the support. All the real niggas hit me up on the cash app. Hey, I appreciate the support. Hey, we got a $20 cash out from one general. Salute to one general. A real nigga from day one. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate all the support, my niggas. If you want to support, we got the cash out at the bottom of the screen. Cash.app/$ House of Masculinity. We're looking at this timeline, right? They're saying 1662, Virginia law passed in 1662 stated that the status of the mother determined if a black child would be enslaved, right? 1662. Look down some more at the time. Oh, they got Crispus Attucks on here. Scroll down some more. They got some nigga with a face mask on. Scroll down some more. 1800s, right? 1808. January 1st, 1808. Laws banning 1808, January 1st, to be the 1st of January, the new year of 1808. Laws banning the African slave trade went into effect in the United States in all British colonies. So Pete gang. So they're telling us, if you're reading what I'm reading, they passed an act that went into effect in 1808 that said, you know what? Don't bring no Africans in the country. In 1808, January 1st, right? 1816, all this here. 1808, though, January 1st. Laws banning the import of African slaves. All right? Because the U.S. Census said, they said, man, only a few black slaves were from Africa. They said the rest of them knockers ain't come from Africa. Look, all right, so now we on history.com. Congress abolishes the African slave trade. 1807, right? It went into effect 1808, January 1st. We just read that. January 1st. It said 1808, laws was banning the African slave trade went into effect in the United States and in all the British colonies. You talking on the Caribbean islands, everywhere the British had a colony in the Americas, the African slave trade was banned as of January 1st, 1808. And history got something by it. Now we on the History Channel. The History Channel, history.com. 1807, March the 2nd. So they wrote it in the Congress, March the 2nd, 1807, went into effect 1808, January 1st. Congress abolishes the African slave trade. The U.S. Congress passed an act to prohibit the importation of slaves into any port or place within the jurisdiction of the United States from any foreign kingdom, place, or country. 1808, right, where it began. I'm just saying some foundation, even though we know that they weren't hardly bringing no Africans here in the damn first place. These knockers be lying. So that we just gonna read what we gonna read that they own admittance. They say in 1807 they said no more, and in 1808 they say you better not bring them here. Now let's proceed. And now we're looking at a series of statistical charts illustrating the condition of the descendants of former so-called African slaves now in residence in the United States of America. Increase of the Negro population in the United States of America, done by Atlanta University. Now, because the U.S. Census says only a few quote-unquote black slaves was from Africa. Well, let's look at the increase of the Negro population. Okay, we know in 1808 they say no more Africans, right? No more Africans, right? So right here we're looking at the increase of the Negro population of the United States of America. 1750, they say 220,000, almost 250,000. Rising up 1780, 1790, 1800, 1 million, 1910. 2 years after they say 1810. 2 years after they say no more Africans, right? 2 years after. 2 years after they say no more Africans, it shows we got 1,377,000 Negroes in America. Now, let's continue. At that point, the government said, don't bring no Africans over here. Well, if you jump down from 1810 to 1840, only 30 years later, the number shows 2,873,000. So, if they claim after 1808 that we brought 1 million Nagas by now and then, we don't need no more Nagas. We got 1.3 million Nagas by 1808. Don't bring no more Nagas from Africa. So why is in 1840 we got 2.8 or almost 2.9 million Nagas? How we went from 1.37 million to almost 3 million Nagas in 30 years? We tripled in size. How? If in 1808 they said bring no more Africans, and don't tell me slaves was having a lot of children. Because if we look right here and we look at the birth weights and infant mortality among American slaves, abstract says the health and mortality of slaves has been widely debated, especially since the publication of Time on the Cross. This paper argues that the living standards of slave children were exceedingly poor. Newborns weighed on average less than 5.5 pounds, and the infant mortality rate was at least 30 to 35%. So how you triple in size in 30 years if your infant mortality rate was this high and you live in so poor condition? Open your fucking eyes. They weren't bringing nobody here, nigga. They will snatch your ass out the jungle from right here. As they colonize and they manifest destiny, and they moving south and they moving west. They snatching up you Nagas, clearing the land to make room for their people. Diet, disease, and work during pregnancy, postnatal practices, and possibly genetic factors contributed to poor health. It wasn't tripling in size if the story go like they say. So where was they getting these Negroes from? They said they stopped bringing them in 1808. They stopped bringing them in 1808. How you go from 1.3 million to almost 3 million? And if you look down even further, by 1890, 82 years later, you're talking about a population of 7,500,000 people. How? And then you didn't even bring 1 million Nagas over here from Africa. This is a lie right here in the first place. 1810 and 18. You didn't even bring that. Because when we go right here to the ABH Museum, America's Black Holocaust Museum, and they scroll down and say how many blacks were really taken to the U.S. during the slave trade, we know only a few. The U.S. Census told us, and that's what the topic of tonight's show. The U.S. Census says only a few of the black slaves were from Africa. So where the rest of them was from? We know hardly any at all came from Africa. Perhaps you, like me, were raised essentially to think of the slave experience primarily in terms of our black ancestors here in the United States, right? Let's stroll down. Let's get to the gist of it. We all seen this picture before. These Indian black boys with their loincloths on. They took the feathers off his head and said, "You a nigga now. You a African now. You a slave." Doing our verses. It says, and how many of these 10.7 million Africans were shipped directly to North America? Only about 388,000. That's been debunked. They since said only about 300,000, and then that's even been debunked. They done lowered the number down to about 120,000 so-called African slaves that supposedly came to the United States. So how could 120,000? Okay, let's just even say they 388,000. They say only about 388,000 made it directly to North America. Well, why in the fuck on this? They telling you in 1808, they say don't bring no more Africans. And we just saw, they say, okay, at that point, the most was 300 something thousand. So how in 1810, 2 years later, you had 1,377,000. So 1 million niggas was already here. 1 million knockers was already here. You brought 300,000. So you say we don't believe that either. And then that number goes in 82 years to 7.5 million Nagas, and at the same time they're telling us that the health and mortality of slaves has been widely debated, especially since the publication of the Time on the Cross. This paper argues that the living standards of slave children were exceedingly poor. Newborns weighed on average less than 5.5 pounds, and the infant mortality rate was at least 30 to 35,000. Numbers don't lie, motherfucker. Somebody got some explaining to do. You can't explain this large Negro population. You can't explain this stronghold of the Naga. You can't not numbers. You can't explain it. Because you know why? You can't lie. You know what the explanation is, the truth. They got you Nagas from right here. Hit me up in the chat and let me know what you think if you follow me. Salute. Hey, salute. All right, we back here on history again. Another article from the History Channel. What part of Africa did most enslaved people come from? Oh, they gonna make up a story, right? It says enslaved people brought to the United States represented about 3.5% of the total number of Africans transported to the New World. So out of all the Africans brought across the sea, only 3.6% came to North America. Around 388,000 people, considerably less than the number transported to other colonies. So they say. We know they was the other colonies. They were just bringing other Nagas from the Americas to other colonies. We know that's all they was doing, was moving Nagas around. Native Americans in the United States, right? Check this out. Slavery in the United States. This article is about slavery, shackles, right? All right, let's take a look. The census say only a few of the blacks slaves was Africans, and so far it look like they right. The legal institution of human chattel slavery, comprising the enslavement primarily of Africans. Oh, we know that's a lie. We done been reading real history. Wikipedia ought to be ashamed of yourself, right? Let's scroll down. Look, it says right here. Let's scroll this. It says, by the time of the American Revolutionary War, 1775 to 1783, the status of enslaved people had been institutionalized as a racial caste associated with African ancestry, right? During and immediately following the Revolution, right? 1775 to 1783. It say 1810, no more Africans, right? They say they ain't even bring but 300 something thousand in North America, right? Where all you niggas come from. American Revolutionary War. September 1775 to 1783, also known as the Revolutionary War. American War for Independence, right? So-called Indians, right? So-called Native Americans. Hey, Teacher 77 say making sense to me. It's making a whole lot of sense, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? We connecting dots over here. We ain't playing no games with them. They can't connect dots on their end. These people right here, they have no dots to connect. They have no census records with their ancestors being called Negroes, black, or colored. They have none. They look like a rhesus monkey with straight hair. You fake $5 pretendians. You fake red man. Fred Sanford more red man than you will ever be. These fakers. We know what the real Indians look like. The real Native American looks like this. We know exactly what it looks like. Salute. And the records back it up. We saw all the wars where they slaved the Indians. We never seen these other people in slavery. When have we ever seen any pictures depicting these people as slaves? You never see it. But all the war records in the early American history say they slaved Native Americans to the tune of what? Hold on, let's pull up to the tune of it. So let me go back to that. How many Native Americans they enslaved? Let me pull that up. I just had it up. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me pull it up. I got it, y'all. Let me get it. Let me pull it up. Okay. First enslavements. It says right here, it says a century and a half later, the British conducted enslavement raids in what is now Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and possibly Alabama. We know they was in Alabama, all them niggas over there. And now they ain't said Africa or nowhere in Africa one time. They conducted slave raids, right? The Charlestown slave trade, which included both trading and direct raids by colonists, was the largest among the British colonies in North America between 1670 and 1715. Between 24,000 and 51,000 captive Native American Nagas were exported from South Carolina, more than the number of Africans imported to the colonies of the future United States during the same period. So they say we sent out more black ass Native American niggas than we brought in Africans. We sent these black ass Native American niggas to the Caribbean. We sent their ass out of Charleston, South Carolina. We sent their ass to the Caribbean. We sent them to Mexico. We sent some on to Africa. And we ain't really bring in no Africans. We brought in some other Nagas from Mexico. We said they was from Africa, but they was really from America too. That's what they did. And that's just one thing. Let's go to this. Hold on. That's what I wanted to pull up. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me pull up what I want. Let me pull up what I wanted to pull up just in comparison. Now they say at most about 300,000 Africans, going by their word, which know is a lie too. They say they brought 300,000 Africans at the most to America, to the United States at least, right? Now compare that number 300,000 to this. Compare that to this. Native American slavery is a piece of the history of slavery that has been glossed over, Fisher said. Between 1492 and 1880, between 2 and 5.5 million Native Americans were enslaved in the Americas. Salute. Now, 2.2 to 5 million Native Americans enslaved compared to 300,000 Africans, right? So when we see pictures of slavery, if these people are the real Native Americans, the picture should be full of them and a speckle of a black Naga here or there. But no, when we look up slavery, we see all Nagas. Because we know the real Indian was this. We know there is not. We know the 2.5 to 5 million Nagas enslaved was these people. It was not the fake hijackers. It was not this. This is not the real Native American. This is the pretending. Manhattan Project. It's a 388,000 slaves divided by 400 years equals 970. The math don't add up. Salute. The math don't add up, Managa. And 7 teacher 7 cents say, I told you my grandma said they were foreigners. They is foreigners. They look like a fucking Reese's monkey. They look like this, man. And since I'm talking shit, because they always trying to say black people ain't native, so fuck them people. Any person that ain't black talking about they Native American, fuck you. If you come to my channel, mother, fuck you. You can call in and we can talk shit or whatever. We can roast each other. If you ain't a Naga, if you ain't a nappy-headed Negro in my eye, your ass ain't no real Native American. Your ass is one of these. You a $5 faker. You one of these right here. This is what you look like with long hair. fake $5 Indian. You pretending. You know what I'm saying? And I'm dead ass about this. I'm dead ass about it. You know what I'm saying? They ain't finna disrespect the real tribe. You know what I'm saying? Talking about we ain't the real natives and they is. Man, they can eat a dick. You know what I'm saying? Tell them Blackjack said it. I smacked the shit out one of them, man. They better not see me in public and say nothing. I smacked the feathers out their head. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. I ain't bullshitting. I'm saying, boy. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't play about this because I know the truth. And I'm so confident in the truth. I dare a pretendian come contest me. I dare you. I know what a real Indian is, and it ain't you, motherfucker. Yeah, 2.5 to 5 million Indians enslaved, right? 2.5 to 5 million Nagas enslaved. Not even 350,000 Africans. Tell me. Pan-African bullshit. Y'all better get y'all mind right, man. You better respect your ancestors. They're turning over in their grave. You calling yourself an African American and that ain't who you is. They got us fighting for our spirit and our mind, y'all. We gotta get our mind right. We gotta tribe up on their ass. We gotta get our mind right. We gotta take our shit back. And we ain't gotta ask nobody. We don't need nobody approval. When I make these videos, I ain't talking to nobody else. I'm talking strictly for my Nagas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody else. I'm trying to wake my Nagas up. You know what I'm saying? Any $5 faker, you don't gotta be here if you a $5 faker. You can exit stage left, motherfucker. You a fake synagogue and say you can let the door line hit your ass with the most high split your ass. It's strictly for my Nagas. I'm Blackjack. This house of masculinity, man. Respect my house. Or we'll let the donut hit your ass with the most high split your ass. Now we out this bitch. Peace. The real Nagas. Stronghold of the Nagas. Salute.